Raul, you muted yourself.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool. Can you guys hear me now? Everybody good?
Yeah, bro, that trade yesterday was crazy.
Yeah, I know. My first 100K day. I'm mad because I had closed at $100,600 profit. But then by the time I closed and my actual closing the position actually went through, the market pulled back a little bit and it closed at like fucking $99,600. But whatever. I'm still counting it as 100K.
No, bro, but like on GJ, I closed at the last TP, and when I woke up, I saw that shit went into 164, and I was like, "Oh my god, bro!"
That was also a pretty crazy position.
It was a banger trade, and it literally took 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, bro, the markets have been pretty crazy, pretty volatile recently. But I mean, things are going to start slowing down within the next month or two. So now we're approaching the summertime. So this is the time to definitely capitalize on the market volatility, market volume for sure. But
What did you get breakdowns already?
no, I didn't. I literally just.
Oh, okay. I might be. I didn't know. I just got.
No, you're good, bro. I'm gonna break down. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of do the normal, the usual. I'm gonna break down gold. I'm gonna break down GJ, where we could see these pairs actually travel to, along with breaking down yesterday's trade, because I got a bunch of DMs on why I took that position where I did. I actually didn't take the position here. I took the position way earlier over here. So, anyways, let's kind of just get right into it. So when it comes down to any currency pair, really, what you have to identify first before anything is where is price currently trading. And when it came down to yesterday's position on gold, price was trading at this pretty much 1960 area where we could definitely zoom out and see that it is a major area of resistance. So the first thing you have to identify is where is price trading again. The fact that price was trading under 1960 definitely gave me an idea as to where we could see price travel to. Why? Because if price is trading under resistance, we're going to expect price to go down. As simple as that. Now, when it came to me actually taking the position, it came down really to the 4-hour and the daily time frame, right? So when it came down to identifying the 4-hour, I know a lot of people could have definitely gotten confused because we have a break of resistance here, we have a break of resistance here as well, retest, and then price continue to go up. But again, you have to keep in mind where you are in the daily time frame. In the daily time frame, we're still under our major area of resistance being 1960. So I wasn't going to look for buys on gold unless price were to break above these 4-hour highs here at about 1968, where if price were to break above those 4-hour highs, and again, the probability for price to continue to trade higher is a lot higher than price continuing to trade lower. But the fact that price ended up rejecting 1960, having this huge move to the downside, just gave my position a higher probability of gold continuing to go down. Now, I only took the position because price ended up breaking under these H1 lows along with the 50 over, the 50 over the 21 SMA cross, showing us a transition in trend overall. Again, with the big rejection of 1960, you have to ask yourselves, if price were to reject 1960, where is the nearest level of support? And that's where I identified it was this area over here. But obviously, I'm not going to look to take a position, in this area just to get out at this area. I want to try and get as much risk-reward ratio as possible, right? So that's when I had made the decision, if price can start trading back under this resistance level, then we can have a lot bigger move because I could place my stop loss up here and target this level of support over here and squeeze out more reward for whatever I'm risking, right? Versus, I can take a position right here. Let me actually change the color. I can take a position right here, put my stop loss up here and targets here. Which trade are you more inclined on taking? This trade where this is your reward here, right? Let me fill that in. And then this is your open risk, or this trade over here where all of this could be your potential reward, and then this is your open risk. Obviously, I'm going to go with option number 2 because whatever I'm risking, I want to get as much reward possible out of that risk. If I'm risking $1,000, it's because I want to make at least $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 at most or at minimum, right? So I made the decision that, if price can start trading back under this area of resistance, which is roughly like 1948 resistance, then I'll look to take a short position. And all of that came down, or all that decision making came down to the hour time frame. And again, don't forget where we are in the daily time frame. We're at major 1960 resistance, where what happened last time price rejected 1960 resistance, it went from 1960 to 1860. You're talking about almost 1,000 pips, which is absolutely insane. And it didn't do that just once. It did that twice after rejecting this area twice, right? So it shows us that, again, this is a pretty major area when it comes down to gold, right? So once price ended up, again, closing back under or closing under these H1 highs, breaking those H1 highs, the transition in the moving averages, right? Price initially ended up rejecting support. Now, I had made the ultimate decision, well, not ultimate decision, but I had made the decision, well, okay, if price can actually break this H1 low, this previous candlestick here, I'm just going to end up taking the sell position here, placing my stop loss up here above resistance and targeting this 1917 support all the way down here. Why? Because I want to get in as close to resistance as possible. And if price breaks this H1 low, along with all the other confluences I have, we have a big probability that price is going to continue to go all the way down into 1917. Man, I didn't mind if I was going to see drawdown or a retest. It was as long as price maintained under this level of resistance where I would then see a profit later on. Remember, I don't care personally. Everybody's different, but personally, I don't care if I'm going to be in drawdown because I've held through drawdown before. It's as long as my trade is still valid. My trade is no longer valid if price starts trading up here because then price is now trading above resistance. Now, when it came down to the entry, literally once this candlestick closed is pretty much when I got in. I got in like around 1944.56, something like that. Right? That's pretty much when I got in after price ended up closing back under resistance, right? Now, when it came to my stop loss, I placed my stop loss above this high over here because this is where I saw this is the highest point of resistance before price actually continued to actually reject the area and go down. So most likely, if it were to break above this price point here, then I'm most likely wrong and I want to get out of my position anyways, which put me at a stop loss of about this area over here with an entry here and then a take profit overall down here for about 4.7 times my risk, whatever the case might be, which is a lot better of a trade than me taking a position potentially here with a stop here with a take profit here, right? So that's why I ended up taking the position. I ended up getting out early because obviously I see 100K, I'm going to close, right? Especially my first 100K day. I got out a little bit early, nothing crazy. I got out around like maybe this area over here. And then price ended up tapping my take profit literally to the pip, and now it's in that area. So anybody have any questions on that breakdown so far, or can I move forward? Wait, yes, no, I'm good.
What was your lot size, Raul?
I have like 45 lots.
Nice, brother.
Yeah, it was like a $26,000 risk I was taking on that trade.
Yeah, hey, Raul, did you set your stops to break even on that trade?
Only after I woke up and saw, shit, I'm up 80K.
Okay, yeah, because it went all the way down and then went all the way back up, and then it's almost by your entry.
I got really lucky. I was sleeping throughout this entire point here because obviously I would have gone into a panic because over here I was in profit like 80,000. Imagine seeing in profit 80,000 to like maybe like negative like 4 or 5K.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah, I got lucky. I slept through all of this, or else maybe I wouldn't have had a 100K day. Maybe I would have had like a, I don't know, $30,000 day, $20,000 day. Who knows?
All right, appreciate it.
You're doing that set and forget, huh, brother?
Say it again?
Said you're doing that set and forget, huh?
Yeah, I technically did set and forget. Because, I mean, like, you got to remember, like, once I placed my trade, like, I got my other businesses I got to worry about. So, literally, I set and forget. I went to sleep, and I actually forgot how to place the position. I woke up. I was like, oh, let me check on my gold trade. And I was up, like, 70K at that point.
What session was it when you executed the trade?
Yeah, facts. That's what I want to know.
Asian. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
It was around that time. Yeah. Cool. All right. So when it comes to gold tonight and what we could potentially look at tonight, I'm going to stay away from GJ because I don't see there to be any like high probability trade that I would like taking unless price could maybe come down to here where we could look for buys again, right? So unless price can do that, I'm not going to look to trade GJ, nor am I going to break it down because if I'm not going to trade something, I'm not going to break it down. So when it comes to gold tonight, it's going to be one of two things, right? Gold right now is clearly stuck in a range from 1917 to about 1948. So obviously, I'm not going to sell at resistance. So I'm going to wait for price to either come back into this 1948 range where I'll look to short back down into 1917, or I'm going to wait for the break of this 1917 area, look for the retest, and then look for price to come down into this 1890 area. So it's literally going to be one of those two things. I'm not eager to trade either because I just had my biggest trading day throughout my entire trading history. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I'm going to be definitely way more patient. There could be another potential setup when it comes down to gold. Like you could see maybe a fib play where price pulled back into maybe this area right here, right? Where then you could look to go short back down into here. But I'm not really going to be too eager to look to take a position, especially after such a big day. So anybody have any questions whatsoever?
Hey,
You
Raul.
practically just, never mind. Ask you after.
Nah, it's quick, bro. Raul, you said you're gonna take those shorts. Why wouldn't you take a buy at support? Let me get your opinion on that.
Price is too far already.
I bet.
Price is too far to take a short. The only way a long. Only way I'd want to take a long is if I see this, right? And then a break of these highs. That's when I'd want to take a long position at that point. Because if you look at the daily time frame, right, we have a huge bearish engulfing candlestick, and I'm never comfortable buying right after a huge bearish engulfing candlestick like that. Then you go on the weekly time frame, we have a clean rejection of 1960, which price could definitely go back down. But I would just kind of like to wait it out. So that's when I'll start looking for buys most likely, is when I see that double bottom break retest.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing pretty much. Do you think you can break down AUD? Thank you. Okay,
so looking at AUD USD, price is pretty much at this major area over here, and it's already rejected. There's a lot of loss of momentum. Go to the 4-hour time frame, but price is still kind of in a bullish condition here on this 4-hour time frame. But what I did see is this double top here. So I mean double bottom at this point. So really it's kind of a waiting game, because what you could do is wait for either the break of support to look to go short to your next support area, which would be here. But then the question of risk to reward comes into concern, because even if like you wait for like the break of this double bottom type pattern here, look for the retest, then you could look to probably buy back up into resistance. But right now it's kind of just a waiting game at this point in time. Because obviously if it breaks this intraday low, then I'm going to expect it to come down to the next level of support, which is down here.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it worth, okay, like let's say you're at a level of support and you see a bullish engulfing candle, a strong bullish engulfing candle. Is it worth entering when the candle closes if the next level of structure is like super close? Does that make sense?
It depends. Because if the next level of structure looks like this, right, then, I mean, it really depends. And I'm anticipating a break, then yeah, I would. But if it's like a major area of structure, I would wait it out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because remember, you can always wait for the retest. Look what happened over here when price broke above these highs. Broke above, came down, retested, and rejected, and continued to trade higher.
Better. Okay, thank you.
Raul, do you have any advice for like when we're about to, like, how to recognize when we're about to enter a counter trend?
Damn, it's just the thing is, like, you can't. You can only anticipate, right? Because you never know what price ultimately is going to do. Because imagine how many people thought, like, oh, right here, GJ's going to actually pull back and give us a counter trend. But look what happened literally right after that, right? You're only going to really know you're in a counter trend when it's already happening.
So you would say that it's better to just follow the trend until it breaks, even if that means taking a loss in the process?
Yeah, it's going to happen because you don't know how far the trend could go, right? Did you anticipate gold to go from 1786 to 2000? No. You never know how far the trend is going to go. Again, like when you're trend trading, you're going to take losses. It's going to happen. The point is to make back those losses plus more within a few trades. It's just part of the process. Losses are unavoidable. It's just part of the game.
Thank you.
Is a break and retest something we can always expect from the market? Can we always expect the market to retest?
No, you can always wait for it. You can always look for it. Doesn't mean it's always going to happen.
Okay.
Can you break down GU?
I mean, obviously, from what I see with GU so far, is that the condition is definitely bearish, which would incline me to want to go short with the daily time frame. The only thing is, like, there's no real level to take a short position from as of right now. At this point in time, really, all I would wait for is for some form of a pullback, some form of a resistance level to form, possibly maybe up into this area to look to go short back down to here. Or you can wait for the break of this 4-hour minor support here, retest, and then look for price to come down to here, which you could do like on an hour time frame, right? That's what you could wait for. But ultimately, I'd want to see a pullback. Maybe like even on this hour time frame, you could look for a pullback into this area here, and then look to go short into your next support level, which would be somewhere down here.
What about GJ King?
Bro, I wouldn't even touch GJ right now. That's just me personally. I wouldn't touch GJ right now. This is not a condition where I'd like to trade GJ because we have major resistance and then we have support down here. So I'm either going to wait to buy down here or I'm going to wait to sell up here.
Big facts. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Bro, how do you determine what's a quality like supply and demand? Yeah, like how do you determine like what's the really quality ones and what's like the unnecessary ones?
Okay. So quality is going to look like this. I'm going to put quality in the top and garbage in the bottom, right? Let me kind of zoom out here. So quality is going to look like this, right? And then unnecessary ones are going to look like this. Right? Notice the two things that you have from this area is the reaction you get out of the area, right? Notice how price at this point in time came all the way back down into the zone and had an immediate move and a huge rejection in the opposite direction, right? And that happened both times here versus, you kind of have a lot of consolidation and a break and maybe a break back above. Like those are kind of like where you're not going to find the highest quality trades versus these areas where you're going to find the higher quality trades. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. So if you see like those immediate reactions like on a daily and higher time frames like that is good. But what if you see like the garbage, what if you scale down to like an hour and 15 and what you thought looked like a quality one looks more like a garbage one?
You still have to have the understanding that that's a daily level. So you got to wait for it to play out on the daily. I wasn't anticipating for my take profit to get hit today. It was just the fact that, the level that I was trading from is a pretty big level. So price pretty much went down right away. And also, you got to remember, the daily's got to be ready. The fact that you have 1, 2 rejection candlesticks, this is a doji, you can then anticipate the next one to be a bearish engulfing versus having, multiple bullish candlesticks, coming up to this area and only having, 1 rejection like this. Right, you can expect maybe like a doji on the following day, maybe even a bearish engulfing. But again, it kind of just depends. You always got to remember where you are on the higher time frame, which is more important than where you are on the lower time frame, especially if it's a higher time frame level.
Facts. Appreciate it.
You think you could break down a US 30 real quick?
Okay, so looking at US 30, clearly it's trending. I don't want to say trending bullish because there's no real pullback. But what we have is a break of these highs. We now have a low. We now have a higher high at this point in time. So along with the break of the 51 SMA, I'm already inclined to start looking for buys. You go down to a 4-hour time frame. What you have is a break of these highs here. So tomorrow morning, what I would look for is a retest of this area and then a rejection to look to actually buy it back up into the next area, which could potentially be up here at this high. Or, let's say price comes up to here, comes down, rejects, I would look to target this high here. This is a 4-hour time frame. But other than that, I would continue to look to buy with the trend.
Got you. Thank you, bro.
Any other questions?
How many trades typically do you take a week?
Damn, bro. Recently, I barely traded because they've been pretty big trades. I only took one trade last week, which was gold, where I had made 40K, and then I enjoyed my vacation. And then I took this trade, which I made 100K, which I honestly don't know for the rest of the week. I don't have the necessity to. So, you asked me last year, I'd be I brought 2 trades a day. But nowadays, I'm just focused on higher quality, bigger move trades.
Okay.
It also depends, if I want to challenge myself, if I want to try and turn 25,000 to 100,000, I'm going to be more active in the market.
All right. Yeah, because with me, I only trade one pair. So I've been noticing, I really only see, probably one quality setup a week, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. So, sometimes it makes me get antsy, and then I'll force a trade. And then it never goes my way.
Yeah, that's just going to happen, especially when you only trade one pair. What time frame do you trade?
I try to just, I'll mark up, the supply and demand zones on a daily, and then I'll usually just watch the 4-hour until something goes my way, and then I'll...
Well, yeah, you're rarely going to see setups because you're trading the 4-hour time frame. But then, when you do have your setup, it typically is going to be a bigger move.
Okay.
Swing trading. But, from a swing trading position, I'd probably trade 2 or 3 pairs at minimum.
All right. Thank you.
Yo, Raul. So, quick question, bro. When you were coming up, do you consider yourself a little more dynamic than you are right now? And if so, is that because your balance is higher now, so you don't really care about being more dynamic in the markets?
What sense?
Okay. So, for an individual like me, would you recommend being more intraday than a scalper because I'm on the come up, or what would you recommend?
Depends on your patience level, really. Because if you're scalping versus intraday trading, your trades are going to be in a lot shorter of a time span versus your intraday trading. You got to wait for your trades to play out. We're talking about each candlestick tick is going to be an hour. This trade I was just in right now, I held for a few hours. It didn't happen in the span of 1 hour. It happened in the span of 6 hours.
Okay. Makes sense, bro.
Is GJ back to normal, London session hours, 3 a.m.?
March 27th.
Huh?
Yeah, March 27th.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
Have you traded silver?
I think the last trade I took on silver was a loss. But other than that, I haven't really traded silver.
Yeah, I haven't really traded it because I haven't seen anything that's more coming. There's better trades to take.
Oh, we doing a 5-day course, bro?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I really want to know.
I don't know. My team wants me to do a 5-day course, but I have so many other projects that I'm working on right now, and I don't know. Right now, what I'm working on is a car rental business. So I've been putting a lot of time and energy into that. What they're pushing me to do is not an in-person 5-day course, but they want me to do kind of a boot camp, how Alex is doing, some 15-day long thing. Is what they want me to do right now. I told them I'll see. Maybe my schedule will clear up April. So I don't know. We'll see.
You over there losing hair with all the shit you gotta handle, bruh.
Huh?
So you over there losing hair with all the shit you gotta handle.
Let me tell you, bro, I don't mind losing hair as long as my pockets grow. I'll be
okay. Fuck with that, bro.
Hey man, you might want to link up with PTG 365 if you're trying to do that rental car business. If you don't already know the dude.
Yeah, I have a few friends that are in it, but I've been in the car world, so I'm super interested in it. they're telling me I can either start my own business, which is more of a headache, or just buy a bunch of cars and rent them out through brokers. The only thing is the brokers collect a certain commission, which doesn't matter.
I love that, man. Good luck, man. You got that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, they were telling me like, bro, Cullinan over here in Miami typically rents out like 25 days out of the month, and I can rent my Cullinan out for like 2,500. But I don't want to rent my Cullinan out for 2,500. I'll go buy a brand new one, and a brand new used one to go rent it out. I'm not gonna rent out, a $600,000 Rolls Royce to be trashed on, So I've been doing a bunch of research and stuff on it.
Plus, you get that tax write-off too.
Yeah,
Smart.
100%, bro.
A DTI meetup wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Say it again?
A DTI meetup?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to do one in the summer for sure. I think I might do it around the same time as the summit because people are flying in from anywhere anyways. So you can have the summit. I know the summit's only from a certain time to a certain time, so then we could do like a day trading institution meetup around that time. Yeah.
Hey, Raul, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you know, because if you take like two trades, right, like two positions, how do you know when to leave it running, if that makes sense?
It's all about market structure, really, and volume. Once you see volume slow down and market structure start to shift, then I would close it. But if volume is holding up and the market structure is still valid, then you keep holding it. But again, like you can only determine a certain move based off of the volume that you see in the market, right? Because if you see that you're in a buy from here and price is approaching resistance and you see volume look like this, where it's really slowing down, you cut the position. Versus, if I take a buy like down here and we see this where volume is still kind of holding up, then I would hold the position, right? It really depends. At the end of the day, it's a very situational.
Okay.
But really, like, the more important thing is, all right, you come on the market, you determine your risk, you determine the possible reward. If your reward is 3 times what you're risking, you've hit that goal, just close. That's just me personally.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else got any other questions? Anything they want me to cover real quick before I end the webinar?
Hey, Raul, I had a question right quick.
Good, bro.
Hey, my daughter, she got the EA, right?
Yeah.
And she emailed the people because she hasn't been getting no Telegram chats. Like when we got it for her, she didn't get the link to join.
You mean?
So, and then when we paid for it, you know how it gives you a link at the bottom so you can join the Telegram chat?
Yeah.
So hers didn't get it. So, and then when she emailed Joss Golden or whatever, they got back to her and they was like, oh no, just look for it in the Telegram chat, but she hasn't been getting no messages on her Telegram.
It should say join channel, literally right under you where you pay. Right after.
Yeah, but she didn't get it. It didn't come out on hers. It came out on mine, but it didn't come out on hers.
Your payment go through?
Yeah, her payment went through.
Okay, text me, Dan. Have her text me through your Discord and send me a DM so that I could just put her in. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Text you where on the Raul where it says questions for Raul?
No. Directly on Discord. So like, let's say I'm on Discord, right? And I want to message somebody. So I go here. I can either look myself up here. Let's say I want to message Derek, right? I'm just going to click on his name and message him.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. On the right side.
Yeah, right here. You send it directly to me. And then
just send you her name?
Damn. Yeah, just send me her name, the form of payment that she used. So either credit, debit card, or PayPal. If PayPal, send me her email. If it's debit or credit, send me the last 4 so I can verify that the payment went through and everything, and I'll just send her the link. Well, I'll send you the link, and then you can forward it to her.
All right, cool, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Because she's only 15, bro. She's been like tripping about that.
Yeah, I got her.
All right, Papa. Thanks, man. Dale.
Yeah, no problem.
Dale.
So, any other questions?
Yo, Raul. Yo, bro, I feel like my biggest problem is, I don't know if you've seen my my post in the chat, but I was like, I've taken so many courses, and I just feel like I learned so much, bro, and I had to unlearn and relearn. Were you ever at a point like that where you had to just, sit down and focus on one thing?
I was actually early on. The biggest thing you got to understand is that technical analysis is not a simple concept. If you could just grab the concept of trading based off of price action and supply and demand, because supply and demand is the way the market moves, and you build the trading methodology around it, then all you got to do is improve on your trading system over time. What trading really comes down to is it's a game of psychology and money management.
All right, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, Ro.
It's good, bro.
The first question is, we're gonna have some type of video on the lower time frames, kind of like a section of it or a video on it. I think you said someday that we're supposed to have a video on it, and I think that's the most difficult thing to me. It's kind of like correlate the time frames, like the 4 hour and the 30 minutes. And, I see like the 4 hour going bearish, and I feel like sometimes I enter too early, or I don't enter because I already missed out on the move. And, looking for a 30-minute time frame perspective.
So if you're trading on a 30-minute time frame and you're getting confused and you're getting lost, why are you trading on a 30-minute time frame?
I feel like my entries, the trades that went good, my entries were, I would say, everything went good, perfect at the point of view. Like the trade that went good, but sometimes I feel like confused when looking on a 30-minute time frame.
Well, if you're getting confused on a 30-minute time frame, then just increase the time frame to the hour time frame.
To hour? Yeah.
Because you don't always got to be in a 30-minute time frame. The thing is, people stress out entries too much.
Okay.
Entry section of the course, I show you 4 candlestick patterns that you could use for entries, but people still overcomplicate entries. If I'm looking to sell, I'm going to wait for that candlestick pattern at a certain area of resistance. Like that's
right.
As simple as you could keep if you want to keep it that simple. It doesn't have to be that simple, but you're only going to get better with time and practice. The best thing I can tell you is just don't overwhelm yourself by focusing on a 30-minute time frame, because look how clean the market or the chart looks on, let's just keep it the hour time frame or the 4 hour time frame. We have clear understanding of direction because we know we're trading on major resistance. We know this is also resistance here. So when we see price break under resistance, we have a clear understanding. Okay, well, right here is on resistance. So if price stays under here, where are we going to go? Support down here. I now have a clear understanding of where price is going to travel versus here, there's a lot more noise and there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, right. So the best tip you can give is like, at least for now, increase the entry time frame.
Yeah, for sure. Like you can enter based off the hour because like let's just say like here you have support. Let's say on the 4 hour time frame, you see this and you see prices currently at support. All you got to do is go down to a 30-minute, right? The 4 hour, you're at major support and you could form a double bottom. The 30-minute, all you got to do is wait for literally this, right? Bearish candle, big bullish engulfing, right? Did it break above this high? Yes. Okay. Buy here, stop loss down here, targets next high. All you
Perfect. So that's the point where I get kind of like, if I see this on a 4 hour, I feel like my mind is basically, what if the 4 hour keeps going down, So sometimes I'll wait for the 4 hour to close, and then it's just too far away from the zone.
So if the 4 hour does this, what do you do?
Wait for the retest.
Yeah. And then what do you look for again?
Now look for a entry candle for a sell.
Yeah, on the hour.
On the hour. Right. All right, perfect. I'll do that. Thanks, man.
The one thing you got to remember is a 4 hour also has to be ready. So
yeah,
for that bullish candle with a big rejection wick, and then you could jump down to the lower time frame and then look for what would probably look something like this, right?
Yeah, because sometimes one of the things when I don't wait, and the problem is right there. Like the market is pulling on back and giving, like, let's say on this situation, like bullish candles, and I just went like to a 30-minute and I see the candle formation and enter, but it doesn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
Gotta wait for the full hour to give the rejection and then go down to a lower time frame. All right. Perfect, man. Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, quick question. Listen, Raul, so for example, let's say on the 30-minute time frame, I see a bullish engulfing pattern, but on the 15-minute time frame, that same bullish engulfing pattern is a bullish variation pattern. Is that considered time frame correlation? Like, would you still say it would be a good idea to enter?
You got to give me a better example. I don't know if I really understand the question at all.
Okay, so let's say I'm on a 30-minute time frame and I'm at a level of support, and I see a bullish engulfing pattern.
Okay.
I drop down to the 15, but that same bullish engulfing pattern that I seen on the 30-minute, on the 15M, it's a bullish variation pattern.
Okay.
Would that be considered like time frame correlation confluence?
Yeah, but I mean, it depends because, I mean, are you scalping?
Well, I'm more of a scalper than an intraday trader, yes.
Then it would be, yeah, because you're still correlating the time frames because you have an entry signal on the 15 and you have an entry signal on the 30. But I mean, that's kind of like comparing the hour to the 30-minute. It's right there. It's only an extra candlestick.
Right. Okay.
I think a better correlation would be like a big engulfing on the 30-minute and then I think a better entry candlestick would be like a 30-minute engulfing or a 30-minute variation and a double bottom on the 5-minute. I think that would be a better confluence time from correlation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rob, I remembered from the course you mentioned that you wait for price to come into the supply and demand and give an engulfing candle with a minimum close below the previous candle. Would you always look for that? Would that always be a case you would look for, or you would sometimes base off of big rejection and a bullish candle?
That's going to be the highest form of an entry. That's going to be like the highest probability entry you could get. That's why on yesterday's trade on the hour time frame, I waited for the closure under the wick here. Because if the wouldn't have closed under the wick, I would have waited longer.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And which time frame is best for day trading or analyzing?
Realistically, you want to use all time frames.
Sorry?
Realistically, you want to use all time frames. But if you're just focusing on intraday moves, I would focus on like the hour.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I also notice sometimes on the 4H time frame, right? So like going based off a daily supply and demand. Sometimes on the 4H price would be like just coming strong into that level. And sometimes on other occasions, they would actually see a trend on the 4H. So in the case of having a trend, what you would basically look for is for price to come back into the level to like form a head and shoulders, or for the break below structure and then a retest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and in a case where price coming strong into the level, would you like look for that on a time frame lower?
No. I would focus on like the higher the time frame, the higher the reliability of itself.
Okay. Let's see. So let's just say on your chart right there, before price broke above the supply and demand. Let's see if I can get that price a little more to the left. So like where it had resistance, yeah, right there. So say like how we see price coming strong to that level. Say we was looking for a sell at that level. You see how price came strong to that? What would you do to look? Say you had to take an entry there. How would you go about taking that entry with price coming that strong back into that level?
Thing is, I don't think I would have taken a sell at this level because on the daily time frame, price closed above these previous daily highs. In a situation where I'm looking at it like this, what I would actually wait for is for price to come down, retest this area, possibly go up, or wait for the break because I know we have this daily resistance right here. Wait for the break, retest, and then for the price to come up into this next area. Because again, like you always want to look for your overall direction on the daily, and then you work your way down. Then you go on the 4-hour time frame, like, okay, well, price is now rejecting this area of resistance, but the daily is still breaking above these highs. So it's just a waiting game at this point in time. You go on the hour time frame, you see the double top pattern, right? And then they start looking to go short if you're looking for a short trade, but you have to know like the risk involved. But at this point, like, unless my target is way down here, price has already traveled too far away for me to want to take a position. But then you got to always go back to the daily. You know, what does the daily look like? It's starting to pull back under and trade under this area. So, I mean, it's something that's very situational. It's a little bit harder to answer. But if you're looking for a position to take a counter trend trade, then yeah, you could have taken a trade at this double top pattern. I don't know if I can't answer with certainty that just because the daily would have been telling me to look to buy, especially buy back up into this range here, because now that we've closed under it's 1960, I'd wait for the retest of 1960 to continue to look to go short.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So, any last questions?
Raul, I had a question. You said FMS is going to have special accounts for AIs. Is it coming soon?
FMS is going under a huge rebrand right now. I believe it's going to be done by Friday. The only thing is the AI. We're waiting on the AI.
I put my AI on about an hour ago, and it's already up $661. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you guys, bro, only run that shit during Asian session when there's low volume and gold is consolidating the most.
So at what, 10 a.m. shut it off? Or 5 a.m.?
I would shut it off within the next. You could run it through London session, and you know there'll be days where you make money, there'll be days where you lose money. I mean, ultimately the risk is up to you. But I've seen the most profit out of the EA from
Asian,
literally straight Asian. 5 p.m. like around right now, like 12 o'clock. I'd probably start looking to close it.
Okay, sounds good. Pretty cool. So then to close it, just click the new trade.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like right now my EA is not up much, it's up like $400. But I have fucked up because I completely disregarded the EA yesterday, right? So I'm up 80K on gold. I'm like, fuck, the EA is still trading. I forgot to turn that shit off. I checked my EA and I'm down like $2,000, $3,000. I'm like, damn, bro, there goes like half the profit of last week. But then it just completely scaled itself out, and I ended up closing the day with $400.
Wow,
that's crazy. It's completely scaled itself out of drawdown, and I'm in profit 400. And that's after the $3,000 loss. So if I wouldn't have taken the $3,000 loss, right, I'd be up like almost $4,000.
Wow, it's crazy.
No,
can't beat that.
I really think the EA is going to make the most money during the summer when we're going to see a lot of choppiness and consolidation. I think that EA is going to make the most money, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, you guys got in like right at the testing phase, so it's literally only going to get better from here.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's awesome. Yeah, the last trade, and it's making the trades bigger and bigger. Like the last one, it did it 1.25. It just made a quick $365.
Yeah, it works very well. I mean,
just on gold. Is it just trade gold?
Yeah, we're looking at to change the pairs to more consolidating pairs.
Okay.
So right now it's just gold. Yeah, I mean, for the EA to pass the challenge verification and to be up almost 10% on a funded account right now is crazy.
Yeah, I have it on the 200,000 FTMO challenge account right now, practice one, but to see how it does, and I'm going to switch it over to a challenge, 200,000 challenge.
I have some guys running the high risk one, and in 2 days he was up 15K.
Wow.
Like, obviously, it wasn't on on a funded account. It was on the trial account, but it almost passed the trial in like 2 days, which is crazy. So it's like if that was a funded account, you would have made back the money you invested in the EA plus like a return of a few 100%, and you call it a day. It's crazy. Anything after that's just free money.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which platform are you using with AI?
Say it again.
Which platform are you using with AI?
Using the Medium one.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
I sent you a screenshot on my EI, $11,000 in 8 days.
11K in 8 days?
Yeah, I sent you a picture on Instagram.
That's fucking insane. I gotta see this. What's your Instagram?
It's J Baute, Baute, 2000.
J Balton?
Baute is Baute.
Baute. Damn. No, I can't find it.
Let me dash right away.
Hey, Raul.
Right there.
What did you say? To shut off the EA at like 12, you just do auto trade and shut it off, and even if you're in a trade, it'll just close them.
Pretty much. Damn, bro.
See that?
11K in 8 days. That's 10% in 8 days. That's fucking insane, bro.
Yeah, it is, bro.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Hey, Ro.
Good, bro.
Are you gonna upload this video on the course?
Yeah.
I got another question. How do you, what could I say? How do you correlate the day-to-day news to your day-to-day gold trading? Can you use daily FX too?
Yeah, you could. I mean, those are like more news articles and stuff where you'd read up on like inflation and what's going on in the economy versus like your short-term like impact news.
Okay. So would you say it would be more better to go with it's called My Forex Factory?
Yeah, for sure. You use My Forex Factory for, short-term news, and then you use daily effects for, what's going on in the world and what's going on in the economy. You see interest rate, on the text call, anything really.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. So, any last questions?
Yeah, I have a question. What's up? So, what can we do to improve our mindset to the market?
Bro, in what aspect?
So, on the psychology when we enter a trade.
When you enter a trade, what about it? Like, are you scared of holding the position? Are you early?
Yeah, like that.
Well, I mean, again, like when it comes to entering a position, right, you have your stop loss to where you determine, hey, I'm going to place my stop loss in an area that if price hits this area, I'm most likely wrong and I want to get out of the position, right? So you set your stop loss, then you set your take profit. Hey, if price comes all the way down to here, this is where I'm going to get out of the market because I don't know what's going to happen past this point. I don't know if price is going to reject support. I don't know if price is going to break support. So this is where I'm going to get out. Then you identify the risk to reward ratio. Hey, I have a 3.5 risk to reward ratio on this position. Great. It's a great risk to reward ratio, great looking trade. I'm simply just going to wait for my entry method where I'll then enter my position. Then it comes down to looking at your account balance. Let's say you're trading on a 100K FTMO and it's a fresh funded account, right? Okay, well, if I'm using a 10 pip stop for a 35 pip gain on, let's call it GJ, right? Then I'm comfortable with losing $1,000 on this trade, which is roughly 1%. I'm going to have to enter 10 lots, right? Then you have to ask yourselves if you're generally comfortable with losing those $1,000 on that trade. If you're not comfortable with it, then you're going to have to lower the lot size because it's going to be a lot harder for you to hold to your final take profit, or at least trail your stop loss or do something along those levels. The lower the stop loss or the lower the lot size you use, it's only going to be in your benefit. Yes, you're not going to make as much money, but it's only going to be in your benefit because you're working on the overall skill of trading. You know what I mean? Like there's
All right.
talk about
Thank you.
General concept. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to stop the